Trump banning birthright citizenship is probably one of the most destructive bills that has ever been passed within the United States. First of all, do people have any idea how many children was born in the United States in the last 30 years alone when their parents came from a different country? It's a wild guess, but I got you a number. At least 50 million. And millions of those people come from Asian countries. China, South Korea, Cambodia, the Philippines, Vietnam especially, Singapore, Taiwan. The reason why the United States let them come into the country was because of the civil rights movement by black people. If it wasn't for black people in the civil rights movement, Asian people would not be here in the first place, and that's an undeniable historical fact. But now, black people that has put so much effort into the civil rights movement so millions of Asian people can come to the United States to have a better life is being backtracked. So all the effort that we put in is being zipped away, just like that. Therefore, history is literally repeating itself, and Asian people are officially next on the chopping block to be removed. If that hasn't happened already, it will happen soon.
You're going to see a lot of outrage with what just happened between the Supreme Court and birthright citizenship. I'll tell you though, it is super confusing, but it is super important. First off, I want to make it clear, the court did not end birthright citizenship. For now. Kids born in the US are still citizens, even if their parents aren't. But here's what happened. The court said federal judges can't block government rules for the entire country unless you're part of the lawsuit.
Welcome back to the channel. I do hope that from wherever you my people are watching this from, you are doing all right, staying safe, hydrated, and hopefully God has protected you and preserved you very well. Thank you for engaging with our content. Thank you for supporting this channel. My members, a big shout out to you guys. You do me amazing, and I'm super duper grateful to you guys, yes, for supporting this channel as well. We do have another interesting episode in the house to react on, and in this one, yes, we know birthright citizenship is not safe anymore. Yeah, you don't have that guarantee of simply because I was born in the US, yeah, I am a US citizen, because the real US citizens too are actually not safe in this country because he say he's gonna deport them too. Yeah, there's a community, there's quite a number of communities that said, you know, this is not our fight. We're not going to fight for anybody because we are actually arguing with what the administration is doing. It is overdue. Like, this needs to be done, right? That's the Asian community. We know that definitely the Latinos and everybody else that voted for him, they voted and they give their own reasons. Of course, economy, you know, safety, what, and all of that, right? And the morals, yes. Here is how the Asian community is going to be affected, and we are going to look at these videos from the different speakers. Credit goes to all of them. We'll come back and talk about them. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Let's spread this awareness so that some of these people wake up to know that they actually need to fight. This is their fight, okay? Yeah, let's watch, come back and talk about it.
Trump banning birthright citizenship is probably one of the most destructive bills that has ever been passed within the United States. First of all, do people have any idea how many children was born in the United States in the last 30 years alone when their parents came from a different country? It's a wild guess, but I got you a number. At least 50 million. And millions of those people come from Asian countries. China, South Korea, Cambodia, the Philippines, Vietnam especially, Singapore, Taiwan, etc. In the last 30 to 50 years alone, these Asian countries, respectfully of course, was left in horrible conditions and was ruled by terrible individuals. Cambodia and Vietnam, which are prime examples of their setback because of the cold in Vietnam War. The Vietnam War has left Vietnam in a crippled situation up until the 80s. The colonization by France from the 17 to 1800s over Vietnam, and the 1,000-year rule over Vietnam by China. The Philippines was also crippled by China, so America decided to swoop in and save the Philippines, which is why America is seen as a hero by the Philippines. But let's be real here, they haven't done anything to contribute, and by them, I mean America with the Philippines. Cambodia was ruled by some massive crazy of a fucking dictator. This guy was literally the devil who was ruling over Cambodia and wanted everybody to be a farmer. This easily set back Cambodia at least 150 years, and it's incredibly disappointing. If that wasn't the case in the invasion, I'm saying that loosely, by Vietnam, then it's possible that Cambodia would be at least a second world country by today. And then we have China, South Korea, Singapore, and Taiwan, of course, that was invaded by the Japanese Imperial Army during World War II, and the Japanese Imperial Army killed tens of millions of people. Rest estimate, 70 million of people in the Asian continent. America used to be very private and not get involved with foreign affairs, which is exactly why imperialist and nationalist countries tend to get along very well, hence why Japan is where they are today. There is one thing that imperialist and nationalist countries hate more than anything, and that's communism, hence China and Vietnam, for example. Backtracking just a little bit, because of these wars, millions of people from all over the Asian continent, including the Pacific, has fled their countries and went to the United States. The reason why the United States let them come into the country was because of the civil rights movement by black people. If it wasn't for black people in the civil rights movement, Asian people would not be here in the first place, and that's an undeniable historical fact. But it wasn't just the wars that crippled their nation that caused them to flee in order to have a better life in the United States. No, it was also the tyranny that was being placed within those countries as well. These rulers in these countries took advantage of this crippled nation to exceed power, which caused more Asian people from the continent to flee to the United States. But now, black people that has put so much effort into the civil rights movement so millions of Asian people can come to the United States to have a better life is being backtracked. So all the effort that we put in is being zipped away, just like that. This is why education is incredibly important. And this is why education for immigrants, no matter what your ethnicity, nationality, or race is incredibly vital. Please understand me when I say this. Education consists of mainly of what we have unlearned. Therefore, history is literally repeating itself, and Asian people are officially next on the chopping block to be removed. If that hasn't happened already, it will happen soon. I'm going to close with this. Millions of immigrants from all over the nation voted for a man because of their ignorance and lack of education. So many of you has voted for hatred, history, and similarities because unfortunately you are placed in a nation where the elites found you to be the same. Nothing is more dangerous than an ignorant friend. A wise enemy is someone to prefer. So if you found Kamala to be your enemy, that is the person you should have voted for. But it's not too late, luckily. Many of you are waking up and many of you have already been awake. I'm sure many of you are regretting your actions. However, we can still fight against this. We can reject this entire thing. Now more than ever, we need solidarity. It has never been more vital. If we do not unite as a solidarity, all of us will lose. That's all I have to say on the matter. This is Onyx, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
I'm a U.S. citizen, but I wasn't born here. The DOJ is revoking citizenships for criminals, which we know is a bunch of bullshit because they're deporting people that have done it the right way. I got my citizenship through acquisition. One of my parents was a U.S. citizen at the time, even though I was born in the Philippines. That means I was given U.S. citizenship right away. Although they're trying to say this is only for naturalized citizens, it just feels like it can go further like they have been. I think they're just testing the waters like always, how far they can get. And if you're a birthright citizen, this might seem far off, but for immigrants and people like me that got citizenship through their parents, it feels like I can just be grabbed out of nowhere anytime. I'm just wondering if anyone would speak up if someone like me was deported.
Listen up. In 30 days, birthright citizenship is ending in 28 states. That means there will be millions upon millions of stateless babies with no paperwork and no place to call home. And you know what that means. It is an excuse to lock up these babies in detention centers too. Newborn babies growing in camps, prison, behind bars. This is a human rights crisis in the making. No baby should be stateless.
For all intents and purposes, I'm a benefactor of birthright citizenship. My mother is an immigrant. She was not a United States citizen when she had me. She was a permanent resident. However, I am a benefactor of birthright citizenship. And people can say that, oh, he's just talking about undocumented people. And it's like, until when? Until what? until when I say the wrong thing or somebody does the wrong thing, and then it's like, okay, yeah, it's only people who have one parent that was born here, and then it's people who have to have both parents that was born here. Paving the way to get rid of birthright citizenship is wrong, and it will pave the way for other atrocities that will continue to happen to many people unfairly and unjustly. And I will continue to speak out on it. And you can't tell me that it's politics and that I should stay out of politics because I talk about loneliness. This is my day-to-day life. I had a woman sitting in front of me yesterday who had come here legally with the proper documentation, but they are still taking those people as well. And she sat in front of me and she was crying. And the thing that she kept saying to me was, if I have to go back, then just send me back to my country then. The fear that she has, which she shouldn't have to be afraid to be sent back anywhere. She's here under legal pretenses and working through the process correctly. But they don't care. This is about racism. Why do you think they're stopping brown bodies on the street? That is about racism. I also work with white people who are here from European countries who don't have to have that same level of fear that they can get randomly stopped and randomly searched and randomly harassed because they're white. And so we have to acknowledge the whole. I'm sorry, we have to acknowledge the whole. And if you support it, then you support racist ideologies and racist policies. And I think you should take a long, hard look at yourself. So I'll continue to speak on something that means a lot to me and that matters and that impacts me personally. But also, I would still care even if it didn't impact me personally. Something doesn't have to happen to me for me to care about the horrific, cruel ways in which it is being executed. Sending love to y'all today and hoping that we can still regain our hope and our love for those that we come in contact with.
This is not to fearmonger anybody. Everything that Trump says he will do it. Because let's not forget, he wants a white nation. A nation with 100 million people, all of them looking like Stephen Miller. Not even black people included. And I'm talking about those black people that are actually citizens in this country. Yeah. They're not even included. 100 million people, all of them have to look white. And now you think you're a nation yourself, a Latino, Hispanic, African, Jamaican, Haitian. You think you are safe? You ain't safe. That's why they literally open a door. They hold the door open wide, literally, for the white Africans to come and enter into the country. Meanwhile, they are shutting it closed on everybody else. Asylum seeking, that's a program that they are going to restrict as well. In fact, it is restricted. They're not giving asylum to anybody. Yeah. So people that thought it's about protecting the country, it's about, the economy, it's about this. It was about more than that. And for people that think, this is fear-mongering, you will get to understand it's not fear-mongering when these things start happening, because a lot of people actually have gotten to realize, this is not fear-mongering anymore when things start popping. Yeah. So for the Asian brothers and sisters, those of you that fought against some affirmative action, yeah, a lot of them that wanted DEI gone, it's here in the house. One of the brothers already mentioned that a lot of you got citizenship because you fled your countries and came to America. America welcomed you because black people fought for the rights for you to be included. And when you found, these people are fighting for us to be included, and when you got included, you kicked them. Yeah? And then the same people, a lot of them came out, okay, not everybody, you're right, but first of all, the Vietnamese, Philippines, yeah, those people really, really voted so much for that man, yeah. But recently we saw a video of them saying, we're not fighting or defending anybody showing up because we actually support the government. The government, what they are doing is right. Well, is it right when they take away your citizenship too? Because if you think they can't, they will. They will show you. Proof is there that they will take it away from you. This man literally wants to get rid of Americans. Yes. Those that don't have anywhere to go, right? Like you have a record, they don't want you. To Trump, it doesn't matter whether you did it the right way. At the end of the day, all he cares for is you being white. That's why he's opening the door to the white South Afrikaners to enter the country. Meanwhile, he shuts it to you people that have been in the country for the longest. But he also made it clear that he will literally denaturalize or strip citizenship of the people. And unfortunately, the 28 states that are mentioned are red states where majority of the people that are in there that thought they were secure actually come from those states. And so, can you imagine them being the very first target? They voted and put him in power, but they are going to be the very first target. It's going to be very much embarrassing for you to look at yourself in a mirror and realize you were duped, you were lied to, even when there were sounds and alarms that were actually sounded all the time, and you were told, you know what, don't do this because this is actually going to affect you. Now, for the case of those people that are adopted, I don't even know how that is going to happen, especially if the parents were never citizens but then later on acquired citizenship. I don't know how that is going to happen. And then I feel like for those that acquired citizenship from the parents that were legal or those that were born, I don't think they have anything to worry about. But with Trump, you can never bet to be on a safer side, unfortunately. It's crazy how he thinks, everybody else is a criminal, but he forgets, about his own record. To be honest, he needs to be put on the table, but he doesn't look at himself. He always points fingers at everybody else, and he just excludes himself and the fellow palm-colored people, those that are privileged enough actually to fit the description, because let's not forget, he's not allowing each and every other palm-colored person to be part of his party. No, he is selective of who is beneficial to him, those that have money. The poor palm-colored people, they have to suffer the same consequences like everybody else. So unfortunately, to the never Kamala, to the never affirmative action, to the never black woman being the president, unfortunately, this is a time to reflect on your decisions that you made on that particular day. Now, this does not include everybody, but unfortunately, it really doesn't matter whether everybody did this or not. It is going to affect even those that did not vote for this. Let's not forget, this is going to affect babies that were not even supposed to be affected, just because of people that were so hateful, and the hate they sowed, unfortunately, is going to be ripped by their not just children, but themselves and the future generations that are going to come. And this is what hate does. When you want to put a certain, demographic of people simply because you feel like you're better than them, this is what happens. What is going to happen to all these kids? Because it's only, I think, a few states, like 10, that are saying it is okay, you are still going to be a citizen, right? 28 and more are still coming, unfortunately, right? So the hate that you saw sometimes because you feel like you're better than these people, you're smarter, when they actually built and, lifted a ladder for you to climb on, but then when you made it up there, you started looking down on them. This is what happens. And I wish and pray that some of these episodes help people to reflect and do conscious decisions in times like this, not to affect everybody, because I don't know how people are going to go about this, to be honest. Man, he makes it seem like he has a very, very beautiful record about himself. This man literally has felonies on him. Oh, should we forget that all of them that fled UK to come to the US, they were the outcasts? Yeah? They were the disobedient ones. They were the ex-prisoners. They ran away from the rule of law. I'm just saying, they ran away from the rule of law. And none of them was something anyway. They were not the prince and princess. They were not close to the royal family. They were bastards. They were throwaways. They were rags. Those are the people that ran away. Yeah? Lawless people came and established a society out of lawlessness. Crazy how they came. They were lawless, came and did the exact same thing. The reason as to why they ran away from the other side, when UK was like, we don't need you anymore, you are the outcasts of the society. Yeah? Y'all are not desired anymore. Yeah? They came to these other continents, North America to be specific, right? And they did exact what they were doing. there. You're vandalizing, unaliving, stealing. And some of them could not even defend themselves, by the way. Let's not think that most of these people were the strongest. No, it's because they just knew how to pimp him. Yes. It's not because they were the strongest. They were losers. Came to America. I hate always reminding people that. But sometimes it is inevitable. You think this is not necessary for you to be reminded, right? The real immigrants are you that came and stole, yeah? But they came and vandalized everything, stole everything. They are immigrants and they are the outcasts of the society. They are the lowest ones. In fact, they are the ones, I'm not going to say that they are the ones that taught everybody to be lawless, right? Lawless. But to be honest, if we have to look at that, they taught people how to be resistant to them because they came and attacked, right? So a lot of these behaviors and habits came with them. Why am I even going here, yeah? Thing is, the same people that don't deserve to be here, they are the same people that think others don't deserve to be here, right? So they are saying every person that has a criminal record has to be, like, they can strip their citizenship away and they kick them out of the country. You will find yourself in other countries. If at all they don't put them in the Alcatraz, if at all they don't push them on the farms to go and, start official slavery and they start, doing the farming, all of that. Because that is possible too. Person that is in office is soulless. Yeah? Because of the characters that he's displaying, scriptures say that we will judge them by the fruits they bear. And the fruits that he's bearing, they are not really so sweet, okay? They are sour, they are bitter, especially if you have to come for people that, had birthright citizenship and you have to strip that one away from them. Not just that, but even the real Americans. So the thing is, this man, when you think this is not your fight, every day you get a reason to know that this is actually my fight. But this is not just to scare you, okay? This is to spread awareness and for people to know that nobody is safe. Whether you are white or black, as long as you don't fit the circle that he wants, okay? Yes, as long as you don't fit. They will never close an eye on you. You will be the target. Everybody is a target in this administration. It's not just that the country is overloaded with so many people. No, there's quite a number of Americans that are out of America that have citizenship everywhere else. So should other countries also do the same? Just wondering. And let's not forget, some of these people, they have businesses in these other countries. Yeah? They are running these countries. Some of them literally mistreat people in these countries. Should other countries, reciprocate? I don't want that to happen because I keep inviting you to come to the continent, right? I don't want that to happen, especially when it comes to Africa. I wouldn't want them to reciprocate the same energy. I have my personal reasons because I have connections of people that come here. Literally almost after every 3-4 months, they have businesses over here. I love them. I care for them because they have discovered something here. They have discovered home away from home, right? So I wouldn't want even our governments to in any way reciprocate, especially when it comes to let us also kick your people back. Because trust me, there's a lot of people, a lot of palm-colored people that have huge investments, and if those investments have to be seized, yeah, so Asians and other immigrants, Africans, and everybody else, y'all are on the chopping board, especially with this birthright citizenship. You've had, it's 28 states that, don't allow this already. Others have not made this clear yet. I think it is like 12 states that are safe. Hey. Man, who is safe anyway here? And let me know what you think in the comment section, but those that thought they will never fuffle, guess it is time to fuffle. And this is not something to be excited about because it's not something to be excited about. But I wish people really didn't have to put this man in office to come and just, disorganize. And this country is literally thriving off immigrants. That's why it is where it is. It is immigrants that have built this country, and black people. Yeah, of course, even white people have built, right? But it's not an effort of one person. It is a collective effort of these people. These people that have been exploited, given less, but they still worked because, you know, a dollar means something back home, yeah? And these same people, even with the small money that they make, right? You want to tax it and take 1% out of it. My goodness, Trump, what do you want? You tax people after the salary, right? After the money hits like this. In fact, before the money even hits the bank, they have already taken their portion. And now someone is sending some banana. Let me know what you think in the comment section, because from me for today, that's it. I do love all of you. Spread this message, share it, like it, so that you never know. It can save one person out there to wake up and know, oh, okay, we need to come together as a group and actually do something about this. I'll see you in another amazing video. Until then, my name is Gracie. I love all of you. Stay safe out there, stay hydrated, and may God bless you, protect you. And yes, bye.